Hello friends, family, fellow readers, creatures of the night. In this segment I'm going to be doing a short discussion of David Levithan's novel, Boy Meets Boy. It was published in 2003. David Levithan is the author of books like Marley's Ghost, and you may have seen a movie called Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. It was adapted from his novel. Boy Meets Boy is a delightful romantic novel. It's upbeat and lively. I really enjoyed it. It's warm and optimistic, full of lively and witty characters, and the author's writing style lives up to his characters. The setting is a small, gay-friendly town in New Jersey, of all places, which I have a feeling has to do with the fact that David Levithan was born about 80 miles away from here in a town called Short Hills, New Jersey. The main character of the novel is Paul. Paul is a sophomore in high school, and it's, again, a gay-friendly, small high school. And the romance novel starts with him having a chance meeting with Noah. He just met him, and that's the boy who is going to change everything for him. I'll read you a little bit from the novel so you can see the lively style. Of course, as with all young romance and novels, the going does not run smoothly all the time. Paul is walking through the halls and he's trying to have a chance meeting with Noah, and instead he meets his friend who is called Infinite. Well, I'll just read and you'll get a taste of the novel. Instead, I run into Infinite Darlene, or more accurately, she runs on over to me. There are a few sights grander at 8 in the morning than a 6'4" football player scuttling through the halls in high heels, a red shock wig, and more than passable makeup. If I wasn't so used to it, I might be taken aback. "I'm so glad I caught you," Infinite Darlene exclaimed, sounding like Scarlett O'Hara as played by Clark Gable. "Things are such a mess." I don't know when Infinite Darlene and I first became friends. Perhaps it was back when she was still Daryl Heisenberg, but that's not very likely. Few of us can remember what Daryl Heisenberg was like, since Infinite Darlene consumed him so completely. He was a decent football player, but nowhere near as good as when he started wearing false eyelashes. Infinite Darlene doesn't have it easy. Being both a star quarterback and homecoming queen has its conflicts, and sometimes it's hard for her to fit in. The other drag queens in our school rarely sit with her at lunch. They say she doesn't take good enough care of her nails, and that she looks a little too buff in a tank top. The football players are a little more accepting, though, although there was a spot of trouble a year ago when Clark, the second-string quarterback, fell in love with her and got depressed when she said he wasn't her type. I am not alarmed when Infinite Darlene tells me things are such a mess. For Infinite Darlene, things are always such a mess. If they weren't, she wouldn't have nearly enough to talk about. This time, though, it's a real dilemma. "Coach Ginsburg is going to have my hat," she declares. "It's the frickin' homecoming pride rally this afternoon. He wants me to march with the rest of the team. But as homecoming queen, I'm also supposed to be introducing the team. If I don't do the proper introductions, my tiara might be in doubt. Trilby Pope would take my place, which would be ghastly, ghastly, ghastly. Her boobs are faker than mine." Speaking as a person who grew up under difficult circumstances in a small Midwestern town, this place would be the place, if I had to do it all over again, I would choose to grow up again. I would love meeting some of these wonderful, warm characters, and I am going to give 4 warm, cozy teacups of tea to Boy Meets Boy by David Levithan, and I hope to read more by this author. Have a good evening.